Welcome back to the manor. Julian McBain here. And we are on migration. We're having a good time. Today we're going to be talking about an excerpt from Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. But before we get started, if you're new to the channel, welcome to the manor. Make sure you take a moment and subscribe down below. We are on the road to 13 million subscribers, one subscription at a time, so make sure you subscribe. Also, please consider going over to patreon.com/JulianMcBain if you want to support my work. You will get an instant copy of The Modern Entropian for subscribing. Well, we're going to be kind of short on Longtooth today, apparently. See if we can't scare some more up. Can I snipe him from here? Boom. Okay, so lately I've been doing a lot of readings and discussion from various books that have meant a lot to me. And Think and Grow Rich is probably the foundation of what really transformed who I am. And so this excerpt here is important, and I wanted to kind of share it with you. And I want you to understand, before I go into the excerpt, the book was written in 1937. And so the language is very dated. Doesn't mean the information contained therein is not dated or is not worthwhile. Just means that it's a product of its times. And the quote is, quote, "Every man is what he is because of the dominating thoughts which he permits to occupy his mind. Thoughts which a man deliberately places in his own mind, encourages with sympathy, and with which he mixes any one or more of the emotions, constitute the motivating forces which direct and control his every movement, act, and deed." So, you are who you are because of what you allow to dominate your mind. If your day-to-day life dominates your mind all the time, that's all you're ever going to be. You're going to stagnate. You're going to circle. You're going to end up doing the same things over and over again. Well, the very definition of insanity is doing things over and over and expecting a different result. If you're not seeing progress, then obviously something is wrong. So how do you change that mindset so that you don't have those problems? Well, you've got to decide that you want to change first off, right? You have to decide that you want to improve yourself. You want to improve your life. You want to improve your circumstances. And I know of a lot of people who their whole goal is to live for others, and that's great to a certain extent. I mean, overall, it's fantastic. If you're able to live your life for others, that's amazing. But there's something you have to keep in mind. There's a reason the phrase, "clean your own room before you criticize the world," is so important. It's one of the most important lessons that Jordan Peterson ever taught. It's because you can't help other people if you can't even help yourself. So if you want to help other people, put your own life in order, and then you can help others put their lives in order. Because if your life is chaotic, you're really not helping anyone. Global! Ooh, nice global. 60, 95, 96 ped. We'll double check that here in just a second. 97. Awesome. Thank you, Mindark. But if you haven't put your own life together, how the hell can you be expected to help other people? And yeah, maybe helping other people out is part of you putting your own shit together, but you're not going to be able to put yourself together if all you do is help other people. And so basically what I'm saying is, if you devote your life to charity work or to activism or to your church, to a nonprofit, all of that is good. Just make sure you're keeping yourself healthy as well. And allow part of your life to be your mindset to be dominated by your own progress. because you can only bring someone as far as you have come. And I mean that's literally true. You can only bring someone up as far as you have come. And that's for better or worse. And yeah, there are times when you can help push them ahead of you, but you can only go as far as you can reach. And you can only reach so far ahead or further than you have personally gone, because you don't have the experience, you don't have the wealth of knowledge, you don't have the necessary tools to get them there. And if you don't have those tools, how the hell can you expect yourself to be able to help someone else do that? You have to acquire those tools first. Okay, so how do you do that? You got to put your own life together. And to do that, you got to set yourself some goals. And you have to make accomplishing those goals the dominating factor in your life. This has to occupy your mindset all the time. You know, when you're at work, you're focused on work, but in the back of your mind, you're going, this is my goal. This is what I'm doing this for. This is where I'm headed to. When you're at home, you've got this, you're focused on cooking dinner. You're focused on, you know, making sure your relationship with your significant other is going well. But in the back of your mind, it's like, this is where I'm going. This is my goal. This is what I'm working on. And all of these pieces need to come together for that to work. Because if one part of your life is broken, the rest of the pieces are going to fall apart. You need to have a solid foundation. But it doesn't mean that doesn't mean you let yourself take your mind off the ball. You don't let it come off the goal. You got to keep that mindset in mind. And one of the ways you can do that, and this is all laid out in Think and Grow Rich and in several other books, you write down the goal. What is the goal? What is the reason that you are here? What have you decided is your goal in life? For yourself. For yourself. Not for your family, not for your children, not for your friends, not for the people that you want to help for any other reason. What is your goal for yourself? If you don't have a goal for yourself, you aren't going to be able to do shit for other people. So write down that goal. And keep it in your mind. It can be singular, or you can have a range of goals. I've had a range of goals for a long time, and I know I've lost sight of them. And so I'm refocusing to get myself back on track. 2020 did that to a lot of people. I am no exception. 2020 has been a shit show. But we can't let that be an excuse to ourselves anymore. We got to get back on track. We got to reset. We got to make sure we understand the step back that we had to take because of the 2020. And get back on track. And the first thing to do is to write down your goals. And then I want you to talk about your goals every day. And you know what? For accountability's sake, I am going to admit I have not done this yet. I'm recording this on Monday. As of right now, I have not done this yet. Maybe I'll do it on stream on Tuesday. If you'll know that before this is out, whether or not I did. But it's so important that we focus on ourselves to a certain extent, because helping other people is great, but again, we can't get anywhere if we don't help ourselves. If we don't build that foundation, we don't build that structure around ourselves, we won't have the stability to help other people. So set yourself some goals, make that the dominating factor in your mind. Always come back to it. First thing you think about when you wake up, last thing you think about when you go to bed. And yes, I'm sounding like a goddamn broken record, and have you done anything yet? Comment below if you have. If I'm yammering and I'm getting super repetitious and you're actually actioning what I'm saying, then I can move on to other things. But I need to know you're listening. I need you to comment down below and tell me what goals you set for yourself. Pause the video and do it right now. Because that's the only way you're going to accomplish what you really want to accomplish. And so, okay, you've let that dominate your mind, right? You've let it seep in there and you're thinking about it all the time. And you go, okay, I have this. What do I need to achieve it? What knowledge am I lacking? And then you need to seek that specialized knowledge. And it doesn't matter what you want to do. You want to build a new engine? You got to get mechanical knowledge. You have to learn some engineering. You need to learn how to put things together so they operate. If you want to build a hot air balloon, you got to figure out how to get the right fabric types. You have to know what kind of a burner to use. It's not going to burn your balloon to dust. You got to get a free balloon license. Yeah, you need a pilot's license to fly a hot air balloon. It's called a free balloon rating. And frankly, I don't know any certified flight instructors that teach in that. I personally would probably never get my free balloon rating because I don't like the idea of not having a motor. I want to be able to direct myself in the direction I want to go. I'd love to get an airship license. I don't have that rating either. I just have my, fixed wings, ASL. Airplane single engine land. Wow. I couldn't even remember the terminology for a minute. That's how long it's been since I've been behind the stick in an aircraft. That's sad. That is very sad. It's been like 11 years. Almost 12. Yeah. I do miss it. But you know what? I realized that wasn't the direction I needed to go. I have other reasons too, but... when I went to get my pilot's license, I set a goal for myself. And I single-mindedly directed all of my effort toward accomplishing that goal. And I didn't even have the courage to take the tests half the time. I took them and I failed them because I didn't have the courage to focus and do the job. That would be different now because I've learned to embrace my fears. But I'm also 15 years older than I was when I went to get my pilot's license. And that's another thing you got to work with too. You have to understand the things that are holding you back. And the biggest thing that's holding you back is you. I don't care what you think is holding you back. It's not your intelligence. It's probably not your education. It's not even the money you don't have. Because if I can manage to move halfway across the country on almost no money, anyone can figure it out. Okay? It's your fear. And yeah, there are always going to be considerations. If you can't put enough money together to get somewhere, you're kind of stuck. That's called life. You can figure out how to put the money together, though. Even if it takes you a year to do it, it's worth the year to do it. Right? You can sacrifice in order to do those things. Now, I know plenty of people who have built a life by doing that. Built a career by doing that. And now they're making good money. Because they sacrificed in the short term for long-term gain. And I'm not talking about the Jeff Bezos or anything like that. I'm talking Tim Pool. Okay? This man saved every penny he had. Didn't do anything extraneous. When he had the money, he jumped on a plane and he went to places that weren't exactly safe to build his career as a reporter. And now he owns his own media company. And he's my age. He's like 30. Actually, I think he's younger than me. He might be 34. I doubt that Tim Pool watches my channel, but if I'm incorrect, please correct me on that. You can do it. You just have to have the courage of your convictions. You have to be driven. And you have to be willing to make the sacrifice. What are you willing to sacrifice for your goals? Currently, my goal is to build this channel on top of building my current career insofar as I can. What am I doing to do that? Well, I'm producing content constantly. That's a lot of time I'm sacrificing. It's a lot of time I'm sacrificing. You know, there are other projects in the works that I'm working on too that are also going to take a lot of time, and I'm not ready to announce that yet. There is something coming though. It's only going to affect people in my local area, but I'll let you all know what's going on in case my streaming cuts down a little bit in the near term. But I'm building this channel. When I say I want 13 million subscribers, I literally want 13 million subscribers. I am not successful until I hit that until I hit that 13 million number. So please, if you're not subscribed and you're watching my stuff, please hit the subscribe button. Or if you can't bring yourself to subscribe, at least share it so that other people can. I produce content 7 days a week. I do 3 separate types of segments. I've cut it down. I've started to niche down, right? I do my 2 live streams a week. So think about it. If the average, for every half hour of content I produce, there's roughly another half hour of production. That's 7 hours of production or of content creation a week plus 3 hours of live stream. That's 10 hours a week. And you want to know something? Because I put those 10 hours away, because I make that sacrifice, I know I'm going to succeed. Are you putting the time in? Are you putting the effort forth to succeed at your own goals? Do you care enough to? Do you want it bad enough? If you want something badly enough, you will get it. By hook or by crook, you will get it. If you want something badly enough. If you want $1 million, you will get $1 million somehow. If you want it badly enough, you'll find a way. You know, maybe you'll start a YouTube channel and become the next PewDiePie, or maybe you'll start a business, or maybe you'll start drop shipping. You know, do a what the hell do they call it? Is it Spotify? No, I don't think it's Spotify. Spotify, I think, is another streaming service. Well, whatever. It doesn't matter. You know, you'll do drop shipping, you'll do website creation, you'll do email marketing. These are all, you know, easy, silly businesses you can... Not silly, they make people a lot of fucking money, but simple businesses you can build. Or you can do something more complex, like... I don't know. Go to Dan Pena's website, which is Dan Pena. I think it's either Dan Pena or dennispena.co.uk, learn the QLA formula, and make a ridiculous amount of fucking money in a year. Or spend 20 grand to go to his castle to learn it the hard way. Let him shout at you for a week while you live in a castle for that week. If you want something bad enough, you will put the effort forth to get it. So I want you to take a moment and think. What are you putting all your energy into? What are you thinking about constantly? What are you thinking about constantly? Is it how angry you are? Or how afraid? Is it how you don't have money? Is it how you don't have a future? What is it that dominates your mind? What is it that dominates your soul? Because whatever dominates your mind, I guarantee is dominating your soul. If you, at least for those people who believe they fucking have a soul. If you don't believe you have a soul, then, well, I can't help you there. But whatever dominates your mind will dominate you. If your goals dominate your mind, you will achieve the goal. It doesn't matter how many years it takes. It doesn't matter how many setbacks you have. It doesn't matter what it's taken away from you. And I can say this from personal experience. This year, I've lost a lot. I've taken 2 steps back. I've lost a lot of ground. But I haven't given up, and that's the difference. That is the difference. Many people would have given up. I refuse. No, I don't remember what chapter it was in, but Napoleon Hill, it's behind the person who keeps on keeping on. And I believe that to be a fundamental truth. And I believe it's self-evident, to use some old-fashioned language. Those who continue to grind will achieve the goal they set. The question is, are you one of those people? Are you willing to stop whining, to stop complaining, to stop bitching about your lot in life, and go out there and reach out, find what you're looking for, and take it? Because in most places, as long as you are not hurting anyone else, it's there for you to take. It is right there for you to take. You can go take your success. You can create your success. Because you really don't take it from other people. You take it from the ground. You take it from the earth. You take it from the air around you. You inhale it. You grow it. You cultivate it. It's like farming, right? You lay the seeds of what you want to do in. This is writing down your goals, and you water it, and you nurture it. You fertilize it with desire, with repetition, with auto-suggestion, like I mentioned in my last video. You pull away the weeds. And what are weeds? Weeds are negative thoughts. They're useless actions. They're wasted time. They're bad friends. You weed it out, and you cultivate that success plant. And when it finally comes to fruition, when it fruits, you take the fruit off, and that is your success. And what do you do with that fruit? Well, you consume some of it because you need sustenance to live. And then you take some of it and you seed the next crop. Because trust me, you will never live off of a singular success. For 2 reasons. 1, you won't live off a singular success because no individual success will ever sustain you for life unless you're like at the end of your life. The second reason is, once you get that win, you get that dopamine rush. You're going to want another win. And so you're going to germinate those. Germinate, I don't think is the right term. You're going to seed from the first success. You're going to take the seeds from that first success and you're going to lay them out in a bigger field. Because success is contagious and success grows exponentially over time. This is the Pareto formula. I've talked about this a lot. Success grows exponentially over time. The Pareto principle is a fundamental truth. Because you take the seeds from that first success and you use it to seed your next success. And then you have a crop that's 10 times as big. And you harvest that crop. And you seed it out again. And you harvest it and you seed it and you harvest it. It's a cycle. And guess what? Unlike crops, the seeds of success grow faster the more seeds there are. And it's all because you let that desire burn in your heart and you let the thoughts, the goal burn in your mind. And you just let it obsess. That's what you're going to do. Just like I am obsessed with making this channel have 13 million subscribers. I am obsessed with my success. And I have learned that if I am not obsessed with my success, I start to fail. I start to decay. I start to move backward. I can even tell you when it started. It started about beginning of March when I found out I knew my boss was retiring, but when the last month of my previous job, my boss was retiring. I work in a very unique industry where the businesses we work for are like sole proprietorship franchises. When my boss retired, that business closed. Now, I moved to another franchise, right? But it's still a new job, fundamentally speaking. It's a new business. It's a different business because it's a different boss. It's a different franchise. Well, all of that turmoil, all that tumult made me lose sight of what I was aiming for. But now I've found it again. And I am going to continue to let that desire grow in my heart like a flame. I'm going to let that obsession grow in my mind until I get those 13 million subscribers. And you know what I'm going to say the day I get 13 million subscribers? I am going to do a video where it basically starts off with me thanking everyone. And then after I thank everyone, I'm going to go, okay, now the goal is 130 million. Do you know why? Because when I started this channel, my goal was to make partner. And I thought, no, let's do better than that. I want 100,000 subscribers. 100,000 subscribers, you can make a living off a YouTube channel if you keep producing content pretty easily. It's, you may not be rich, but you're able to sustain yourself. I thought that's not big enough. So I decided on 1% of YouTube. Locked it in at 13 million. Because originally I was going to do 0.1%. I'm like 1.3 million. There we go. And then I thought, no, we got to 10x that because I read Grant Cardone. 13 million, my friends. That's where we're headed. That's where I'm going to get, because that is what I desire. What is it you desire so intensely that you can taste it? That you think about it when you wake up in the morning, that you think about it when you go to bed at night, that you spend the time in your mornings before you get ready for work making sure your shit is together for it. That's right. I post most of my videos in the morning while drinking my first coffee of the day. It's part of the reason my thumbnails are kind of shit. I gotta work on that. I'll admit, I gotta work on that. But the fact of the matter is, that's my goal. And back of it is all of my mental energy in the long run. Which is why I'm gonna succeed. What the shit? I fell through the world. But I didn't fall through the Earth. Like the planet. And now I'm stuck. Okay, well, this is interesting. Hey, Mind Arc, I found a glitch. It's really interesting. Look at the inside of these models, don't you think? Let's hit T here. I believe in your ability to succeed. I believe everyone has the right to their success. But you got to earn it. You have the right to pursue your success. Let me rephrase it. You have the right to pursue your success. But you must earn it. There's no other option. You have to earn your success. You have to earn what you want out of life. It's not going to be handed to you. Nothing. Anything handed to you, you are not going to appreciate. Anything handed to you, you will not appreciate. But if you earn it, then you appreciate it. Okay, that's all I got. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Please like, share, and subscribe down below. We are on the road to 13 million subscribers, one subscription at a time, so make sure you subscribe. I'm also on the run to grab my sleep near before it returns to storage, one step at a time, so make sure I keep running my ass off. As always, everyone, I really do appreciate the support. I do. And we'll see you in the next one.